Hello everyone and welcome to a second royal reading of today, a Saturday here at MadWorldTarot. And I wasn't going to do this reading, I had another more juicy topic, you might say, lined up. And then it suddenly occurred to me that it is Prince Edward's 60th birthday tomorrow, Sunday the 10th of March, and I thought let's just do a reading on him because we do like to cover all the royals here on this channel, and even the ones who keep their heads down and do their work and don't really get much attention. Prince Edward, I have a little story about Prince Edward. I'm more or less the same vintage as he is, and when it was our matric dance, we have what's called matric here in South Africa, our final year of high school. Our matric dance, I had a very dear friend, she's still a very dear friend of mine, who was rather infatuated with Prince Edward at the time. He was a very good looking guy back in the day, and she wrote and invited him to our matric dance and got a beautiful letter back from Buckingham Palace saying that Prince Edward thanked her very much for the invitation but would unfortunately not be able to attend, and it was absolutely thrilling back in the days when letters were a thing and there was no YouTube and no 24/7 news cycles and things like that. This was the most exciting thing probably that had ever happened to any of us. Such is the sad life that we led in the suburbs, you could say. I have the new Palladini Tarot on the tarot table. I'm going to do a pared down year ahead version for Prince Edward. I normally do a 12 card reading. Don't think we need the 12 card reading. Little 6 card reading for his year ahead. I'm very glad to see him back out and about in public. I was very glad to see him skiing on that skiing break a week or so ago, because he has been worryingly thin and people have been concerned about him and what's going on with him. Prince William also, I have to say, when he popped up at the cricket, he looked a bit not in the best of health, and I don't mean that mentally. I mean it looks like he's had a bug or something like that. But just saying, that was my feeling about him. I know there are some strange bugs going around in the UK at the moment. I have family over there and they've all been ill, quite seriously ill, some of them. So there's that little 6 card reading for Prince Edward on his 60th birthday. We're going to look at his public persona, his relationship with the king, his health, his marriage. He got all teary-eyed when Sophie made a lovely speech for him the other day. We're going to look at his royaling. How's that going? How does he feel about that? Private things, hidden things, personal hopes, dreams, whatever's what is going on there. So that's what's coming up. Prince Edward, 60th birthday. It is rather alarming to realise that he is 60, and yeah, we grow old. We all get old. Even the young couple in Montecito are now looking rather long in the tooth, just to be said. So, tarot for fun and entertainment, my opinion, or speculation, and energy reading, of course. And what else do I need to say? Disclaimer in the box below. I don't think Prince Edward will mind too much if I do this with very good intentions in his case. Underlying energy is the vibe for the year, an indicator for him for the year. Last Judgment is sort of an awakening, revelation kind of an energy. It's big decisions, big moments in life. It tells me, when it's in reverse, it tells me that his life, I'm getting a sense of frustration with it, because if it's upright, the Last Judgment card is, I see now, it's clear, I have this vision, I realize, I understand, and I can move forward into another phase in my life. It's obviously means ascension, basically, the Last Judgment, but we don't mean it for Prince Edward. And so I'm getting the sense that same old, but stuck in the energy for him in this coming year. In this, well, he is 60, so he's had his 60th year, technically. But let's see, how's his public profile going to go? How is he viewed by people? Page of Pentacles, that's junior. Prince Edward, he is now, of course, the Duke of Edinburgh. He got the upgrade, but only for life, the honorary title, not hereditary title. That's somebody, a messenger, but quite a junior messenger, the Page of Pentacles. Somebody, Steady Eddie. That was the title of the article by Rebecca English, who spent some time with him during the week. And a very nice piece of writing. He comes across as a very nice man, humble man, hardworking but low profile. That's Page of Pentacles. He sends out the message. He does what he's required to do, but there's no great big fanfare, no great big trumpet sounding, which is what happens in the last Judgment card. The trumpet sounds. It's not all of that for Prince Edward. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have that kind of pushy personality, unlike certain other members of the royal family, blood and not blood. So that's him. How the public sees him. His relationship with the king, siblings, of course. How's that going to go in this coming year? Oh my. There's something that's going on that isn't happy between them. Ten of Swords. And I think it has to do with this Edinburgh business. It took the king a while to actually grant him the honour. It wasn't on that first day when he made Catherine and William Prince and Princess of Wales. It was announced instantly. It took a while. There was some heel dragging and some muttering and some speculation that the then Wessexes were getting more and more fed up and might stomp off. And there's hurt here and betrayal between the two of them. And I think for all the hard work that Prince Edward does, I don't think he feels recognised. I don't think he feels that he's appreciated enough. Ten of Swords, either of them. I think Sophie also feels that she works relentlessly, and yet if possibly the king had his way, the ungrateful Parkles would be back in prime position. That's what's coming through for me anyway in that Ten of Swords. Just energy that I'm reading. So how's his health? Next question. What's going on there? King of Swords. On top of whatever was troubling him, he's been very unemotional about it, is the wrong word. It looks like he's consulting with doctors, because the King of Swords for me is professional people, experts, doctors, lawyers, engineers, those kinds of people, very intelligent people, knowledgeable people. It doesn't mean that you need to get in a panic about it. I just think that he is possibly under medical care of some kind, or somebody is supervising him in some sort of health regime or something like this. Don't eat that, you must eat this, do this exercise, don't do that. There's something going on here. It's upright, it's positive, it's not scary at all. But I think that it's just making sure that he gets the right advice, that he does the right things. And he himself could be reading up on things, taking his own health in hand and deciding. And of course, as you get older, you do think, oh, I can't eat dairy anymore, or refined sugars, or whatever. It can be that simple. The King of Swords could be telling me something that simple, that he might have some kind of regime that he is following, that he's decided. You know, there's so much stuff even on YouTube where you can follow whoever that crazy guy is who's aging backwards. You can do his protocol, or the brain guy's protocol, whoever, and wake up and have a nice cold shower and then rush outside to get sunlight. You know, all that kind of stuff. I'm sounding snarky about it, but he could be doing something like that. That was a long ramble for some reason. Marriage. How's his relationship with Sophie? We've got the Fool in reverse. same energy as the Judgment card in reverse. This is it. They realize that this is their journey that they are on. There's no fresh starts here. There's no quitting this journey and go find someone else. And it was very clear in this article, this Steady Eddie article by Rebecca English, that Prince Edward is the only one of the late Queen's children not to have been divorced. And that's what this Fool is telling me. They're way past the time of being deluded about what they're in for. Of course, they've been, I don't know how long they've been married for, but plenty. They know what they're in for. Fool card in reverse. There's going to be no off to find a new thrill somewhere else. It's that same old, same old. This is the journey, this is the cycle. It's not that exciting. And of course, by that stage, it's not that exciting, but this is the known path, and this is the path that we stick to. That's what's coming through for me with the Fool. So we'll leave it there. How about his public role, his royaling? How is that going? How does that grab him? How does he feel about it? Oh my, Nine of Swords in reverse. He's been going through it. He's had an existential crisis, that's for sure. And I think that's why the weight loss, and that's why the disappearance, and that's why the worry. And I have done readings. I do occasionally read on him and or Sophie on this channel. And I have picked up some worrying signs in readings that I've done. Can't remember offhand which one exactly. I remember the energy more than the actual reading. That's just the way it works here. And I have done so many hundreds of readings by now that it's hard to keep track of them all. But Nine of Swords in reverse tells me that he really has questioned it. And how valuable is it? Is this what he really wants to do? Of course, he had his own little foray into TV production, and he did drama. He wanted to be involved in theatre and all kinds of things that weren't necessarily royal pastimes. Before he quit all of that, they had an embarrassing moment, of course, Sophie and Edward, and then had to be brought into the fold and become working royals. And it's caused him stress, it's caused him anxiety, sleepless nights, famously with the Nine of Swords. Always, you can see what the card represents. And he's made his peace with it. He's made his peace with a lot of things. He's, of course, just been through his second Saturn return because he's 60, and that's what happens to you in your late 50s. You go through your second Saturn return. Never fun. For those of you who know astrology, it's when you kind of have a time to look at your life and what have I achieved, what have I learned. Oh, there's some weak spots there, haven't learned that lesson. Oh, guess what? You're going to have another go round and see if you can do better. That's the Saturn return. Basically happens at 29, 30, the first time round. Often when people get married, especially nowadays, as people tend to get married later, and then late 50s, you get the second go round, you get tested again. Challenges happen, can be health challenges, marriage challenges, lose your job, finally realize things about yourself as well. Can be a bit mortifying if you realize that, well, I'm still an idiot in this area of my life, or those dreams are dashed forever, they're never going to rise up again, and now I just have to deal with the reality of my life as it is. And so I've got some quite difficult cards on the table with the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords and the Fool in the reverse and the Judgment card in the reverse. He might at some level have some regrets about paths not taken. The Fool in reverse and the Judgment card in reverse that now are closed forever. So let's see. The last card that I have asked for information on is hidden stuff. Hopes, dreams, secret stuff that we don't know about, buried, that might haunt him. We got the Hierophant. And it does look rather like him, doesn't it? Strange energy coming through from me. It's of course his mother, who passed away, and that really hit him very hard. We saw him weeping at her funeral, very emotional. He lost a lot of weight afterwards. Lady C said a few times when people asked, he's just really struggling with her loss. So that's the first thing. The second thing is all the stuff that I've been going on about in this reading about being a royal. And is this really his path? And is this really what he believes and what he wants to do? It's, of course, the royal family card, the Hierophant, as in what the royal family really represents in terms of hierarchy and status and structure and things like that. It's also given me a weird feeling. Very weird, and I'm going to articulate it because that's what I do mostly. I sometimes have to censor myself and what comes through, but try not to too much. It's given me a weird feeling that there's a part of him that would quite like to have been called, what's the right word? Now I've gone blank. Taken vows. That's a very odd idea to come into my head. That he might be sitting thinking it would be quite nice to join the priesthood or become a reverend so-and-so, that sort of a thing, or go off and live in an ashram even. A strange energy coming through in that card, because it's not a 10 of Swords or a 9 of Swords or a scary card. It's just, it's very spiritual, particularly for male energy. The Hierophant is the Pope, is the High Priest. It's a marriage card as well. It's about vows, it's about dedication, it's about ascending, it's about going on a certain path, a very specific journey. I'm getting the sense that there's a part of him that is very unfulfilled, and has caused him a lot of disappointment, a lot of pain, a lot of secret worry. So there it is. That's Prince Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh. And we wish him a very happy 60th birthday and all the best for the coming year. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again, possibly back in Camelot for a brief visit tomorrow.